Boscov's Department Stores is the largest independently owned retailer in the country, specializing in department stores. We have about 10,000 employees, nearly 40 locations, and we're a full-line department store chain. Boscov's Department Stores have been traditionally in mainframe technology for the last 30 years. Boscov's began to go to best-of-breed solutions with client-server architecture. The promise of lower-cost computing with client-server was a big draw to that avenue. Unfortunately, we found that the cost of client-server computing began to escalate. The care and feeding of those client-server environments was about one full-time employee for every 10 to 12 servers that we had. So we were looking for ways to collapse our server farm, and Linux looked like the best way to go.
We began looking for a solution to the server problem. What was most apparent to us is the groundswell under the operating system Linux. The fact that IBM was most interested piqued our curiosity to see whether Linux would be a good fit for us. Turned out that it was. Linux as an open source always scared some people because everybody can see the code. Because of that, Linux has become a rock-solid operating system.
Linux is not free, but it's a very inexpensive operating system to care and feed. And we felt that this was probably the best way for us to move into. We still want best-of-breed solutions, but we don't want the headaches and care and feeding of the large server farm, which has escalated to some 70 servers in our enterprise over the last 5 years. Boscov's looked at a number of different solutions, IBM, non-IBM, to solve our problem. The Z-Series that IBM introduced in February 2001 was really the thing that set us off on the course of finding a real path to solve the server farm dilemma. And we think the combination of the z/OS environment plus the Linux ability of that Z-Series processor is key to our success. The Z-Series is the only product that I'm aware of in the marketplace that allows me to run on one physical piece of iron both traditional OS 390 and be able to move to this Linux environment. And for us, it's going to be very cost effective. We will be able to reduce the number of full-time equivalents that care and feed that, direct them in other areas. To date, we've already saved 2 full-time equivalents by going to the technology. Scalability is very important for Boscov's. Boscov's is growing the number of stores that we have, so our transaction volumes continue to grow. With the server farm today, our only alternative is to go buy a new server, load the server, install the server. That can take us 30 days, sometimes 60 days to bring it in. With the Z-Series, I simply go over to the console, create another instance of Linux, and up comes the application server, and away we go. If we need more juice, more CPU cycles, we have the ability with a feature called On Demand. We can simply make a phone call and turn on another engine on that processor, and we're up and running live. So it's very simple, it's scalable, and more importantly, it's when we need the additional CPU capacity, we get the CPU capacity.
IBM has begun to port many of its software products to the Linux community. First of all, we are using Tivoli Storage Manager to back up the Linux instances. We're using IBM's UDB, Universal Database, for some of our applications. DB2 has become a benefit to our company because of the queries that we can run ad hoc to answer the questions that our executive community needs to know to gauge the temperature of our business. Because of what answers we can give them, they know how to present merchandise to our customers.
Boscov's had been involved with e-commerce sort of as a minor business. The business, though, has doubled every year for the last 3 years. Boscov's has nearly 20,000 items on our website. And we look for a product that could give us both the support and scalability as well as the interaction with our corporate mainframe computing environment. And WebSphere is the product that we chose.
We chose WebSphere because of the name that it now has in the marketplace and the growing share of the server market that it already has. WebSphere Commerce Suite was built on top of WebSphere Application Server, has the ability to provide a company such as us with all of the software needed to have a good web presence with a very good experience for our customers. We have other plans for Linux in our shop. We're currently looking at using Linux in our in-store processors instead of Unix. We're also looking at using Linux inside the registers as their operating system, so that we'll have Linux from end to end, and we'll have one experience level for all of the technicians that have to maintain our individual pieces along the point-of-sale chain. from the customer at the register through the back office to the mainframe.